What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. It's been a little while since I've posted one, but I felt really called to do a proper full-length in-depth video around this topic that you see on the screen. Now, I've been speaking about this a little bit on my posts and a little bit on my stories, and I also plan to do a podcast on this as well, but it's come to my attention that this is quite a common thing that a bunch of you guys have experienced, as well as a lot of my clients have been experienced now that I'm sort of realizing it. Right now, if you're new to me, my name's Tom. I'm a body dysmorphia mentor, and I work with a lot of women that have unfortunately experienced or have body image issues and body dysmorphia and challenges with their confidence and self-worth and all these things that we work on. But a lot of them, though, the reason they have that is because they've been in really bad relationships in the past, right? Among many other things. But this seems to be a common thread. And just toxic relationships, relationships with absolute narcissists that have treated them poorly, that have sort of kept them hanging around, that have spoken down to them, that have picked apart their body and made them feel really insecure and not good enough, right? And then quite often have either, unfortunately experienced some level of abuse, have been cheated on, have just been kept on the, just kept around for the convenience of these people. And the longer they've stayed in these relationships, the worse their body image has gotten, the worse their confidence has gotten. And although none of them are in these relationships anymore, the effects of it continue to linger. So a lot of the work we do, whilst yes, I work with people on their training and nutrition to sort of change their body, to improve their body image, but most of what I do is actually not revolving around that. It's letting go of things like these kind of relationships that when you've been in them, and again, like I'll just preface, like I personally haven't been in one. I personally have never treated a woman like that. Like the thought of that baffles my mind, but I understand there are a lot of men out there that do, unfortunately. But so much of their, work is around letting go of this, starting to shift their mind, starting to understand, I guess, how to get their power back, how to start seeing their value and their worth, and to stop living in this relationship. Because although a lot of these women are years removed from the relationships, the words still linger, the effects of it still linger, their identity, their ego, the way their unconscious mind is set up is all creating a world to continue to validate and align with these beliefs that they have picked up from these relationships, from these fucking narcissistic assholes. Right? And when we create these underlying beliefs that are serving us in a way, and I'll go into that a little bit as we get into this video, right? When we continue to, not address those underlying beliefs, because that is what's running the show, right? So we will continue to look for and attract evidence unconsciously, right? Again, if you don't know, you don't know. And that's what's going to be good about this video, is hopefully bring some awareness to this situation for you. But if you're not addressing those things and you're not realizing just the impact it has on you from a deep inner world perspective, you're going to keep creating that same kind of life, right? You're going to keep attracting the same kind of partners. This is a really common one, right? You're removed from that original toxic relationship. Then every man or woman that you attract in afterwards ends up treating you the same, right? Exactly the same problems, the same challenges. They speak to you in the same way, and they just leave you feeling really shitty, right? And like you don't deserve anything. And then you start telling yourself you're going to be alone forever, right? Your body confidence obviously gets less and less. Maybe you start using just cheap casual sex as a way to get some dopamine, to get some reassurance, to get some level of connection. But then you don't want to, keep that relationship around, because again, they're the same kind of person that you've been attracting. And it's this whole spiral, right? It can be really hard to get out of, very hard to get out of, right? But in this video, I'm just going to talk through this a little bit. And again, this is just the way I approach this with my clients and what has worked for client after client after client in terms of giving their power back. Now, I will also just state, right, I'm not a psychologist. I don't go into deep trauma. I don't really talk much about the relationship with these guys, to be honest. The way I see things, and again, this is just my opinion, the way I do things and what's worked very fucking well for my clients, is I would rather them focus on where they want to go, who they want to be, the kind of body they want to create and live in, the dream fucking man or woman that they want to attract. I want them to be future focused, right? We don't spend time dwelling on the past. We understand, like I need to understand what happened, what they went through, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing, again, how they talk to themselves, what was said to them. Like I need to get that level of understanding, but we don't need to go and sit for hours on end and reminisce on this fucking relationship. We just don't. And this is why like a lot of my clients get better results in 3 or 4 weeks than they have doing years and years of sort of talk therapy or I guess regulation psychologist visits. And again, that's not saying I'm better or one's better than the other, but it's just like we need to be in control of where we're placing our thoughts and our attention. And if we continue to talk about the relationship, if we continue to sit in there, we continue to feel a victim to it, we continue to allow ourselves to feel sad about it and give it our attention, the control it and the control that person has on us will never go away, right? How can it go away? We're waking up every day and we're giving it our energy, we're giving it our attention, right? And this is down to little things like sharing memes, like talking about what's happened to you. This is like making a joke about it. Like all of these little things, they're focused on that, right? And if you're focused on that, which we'll go into, you can't be focused on what you're creating. So you're just going to continue to create the same thing. All right. So that's sort of what we're going to be getting into. And there's a 4-step process, if this is going to work. So a 4-step process that I've created for this video, and this is generally how I guess the structure of what I sort of focus on with my clients anyway, right? The decision, the dream, the mind, and the body, right? 4 very, very, very key components, and you need all these in line for you to be able to actually make changes. Cool. So this starts with a fucking decision, and hopefully you've already kind of made that decision watching this video, right? Or if we've had a conversation before, hopefully you've made the fucking decision, right? You need to decide that you're no longer living life controlled by that, controlled by this person, controlled by that situation. You need to decide that you want more and to actually start living that way. Again, it's the little things like not sharing shit that relates to that, not continuously sitting there and thinking about it and reminiscing about it and feeling sorry for yourself, not continuously talking about it with your friend and venting too much, right? There comes a point where you just got to stop fucking venting about it. And it's great, like speak what's on your heart and get out what you need to get out. But once you've done that, stop fucking talking about it, right? Because we can get comfortable sitting in the venting of it and being open about it. And this is common with clients too, right? They get very good at being able to talk about it and they can tell me everything about it in every little detail. But this is actually just another mechanism for them to stay there, right? Because now they're comfortable in what's happened and talking about it, but that's not actually fixing anything. That's not helping them move through it, right? Again, that's just another, I guess, weapon of the ego to keep us stuck where we are, which is what the ego likes to do, right? Keep us ingrained in this identity that was this relationship, all right? You need to decide that this person no longer has power over you, right? They just fucking don't. And you might tell yourself they don't, but again, if you're doing these things that I've mentioned, they do to some extent, and that's fine if they do. Like, all good. Not meant to make you feel bad, but like, take some ownership around it. Like, yep, I still have been giving this person power. All right, so these are the decisions you need to make. And this little weird little diagram down here, right? You can't simultaneously focus on your trauma and what's happened and on the joy and happiness that you want moving forward, right? You can't have both, right? Are you focused on the fear and everything that's happened, or are you focused on where you're going? Chances are, if nothing's changing, you're too focused here, right? Maybe you have moments and glimpses where you're focused on this, and that's great. But ask yourself, where is most of my attention and my focus and my language and my thoughts and like all these different things? What are they linked to? Are they linked to my past and the lesser version of me, or are they linked to my future and this higher version of me? Right? So before you can move through it, before I can ever help someone, like, you need to have made the decision that, yeah, I'm willing to do whatever it fucking takes to break free from the hold that this person, this relationship has had on me, so I can start achieving X, Y, Z. All right, without it, the more you continue to sit in this, talk about it, share things, laugh about it, whatever else, the more it's going to linger, right? We need to make a fucking clean break. All right, that's the first part. Yeah, I added this in last minute, right? So with all due respect, fuck what social norms tell you to do in these circumstances. This is a rabbit hole, and this is something I go into in detail with my clients, right? But the way our society is set up is if you have been through a relationship like this, any level of abuse, any level of being treated poorly or cheated on or whatever, right? Everyone feels empathetic for you. And that's fantastic, right? I feel empathetic for you. We need that. I feel empathetic for my clients, right? However, there comes a point where empathy is actually working against you, right? And if you listen to society, you will always have a reason to not do things. You will always have a reason to feel the way you're feeling if you've been through something like this. Because if you're having a bad day, or you're a bit upset or down or sad or angry, and someone asks you, oh, like what's wrong? And you go, oh, I was just thinking about, this and when my ex-partner did this to me and da-da-da. And they're like, oh, yeah. Like, totally understand. Like, all good. Do what you need to do. Right? And that's lovely. That's great. However, again, the more you sit in this, the more you let this continue to control you, the more you listen to society and allow it to give you this excuse from actually moving past this, transcending it, becoming a better version of yourself, which you are all fucking capable of doing, right? This is where we need to be focusing. And it's easy to get caught up in this web of society because so many people have gone through it, and it's easy to trauma bond with people, finding people that have also been through it. And again, two things can be true at once. It's great to find other people so you have support, so people can understand exactly what you've fucking been through, because, even I can't fully understand that, and I will happily accept that, right? So it's great to have that support system. That's phenomenal to get you through the real hard parts. But again, then it comes a point where we need to cut everything off that links us and holds us back into this relationship. And we need to take some fucking control of our own life and be like, yep, this has happened to me, but this is not going to control me anymore. Right? I'm not going to let my future relationships be dictated by what happened to me. I'm not going to let my ability to change my body and feel strong and confident and sexy and functional and go to the gym and feel great about myself, right? I'm not going to let this past get in the way of that. I don't care if I have a reason not to feel that way. To feel that way, right? But I'm not going to let it. Again, these are decisions. These are conscious decisions you guys need to make if you're ever going to move through this. You will move through this. Right, now that we've gotten rid of that, right, and again, I take clients through really, really powerful, not only pieces of content and understanding, but processes, right? One in particular called the Phoenix visualization, which you may have seen me speak about, is an insanely powerful process I take people through to basically be like, yeah, we are done with this, right? They come out of this feeling super empowered, and again, we start to shift where they're thinking, and when we shift their thinking, we need something to switch it to, right? This is where the dream comes in. So you need to replace the memory of the past with a clear picture of the future. Your dream partner, your dream body, dream lifestyle, dream career, dream relationships, just as some examples. So I mentioned, if we go back here, right, at the moment, everything's rooted in this and what's happened to you, right? Very victim mentality. So we need to focus on this instead. And we need to get this to a point where all of this means more to you, and creating it means more to you than it does to sit in your past. Right? So again, opening yourself up to the possibility of finding someone that is the complete opposite. Right? And again, I have a process I take my clients through called the Dream Life Bible, which is a series of questions and a very detailed process in which they get very clear on all this. So they know exactly what they want. Who is my dream partner? What does he look like? How tall is he? What does he weigh? What does he do for work? How does he treat me? How does he speak to me? If I'm away and he picks me up from the airport, what does he do? Does he come in? Does he give me flowers? Does he care about public affection? How does he get on with my family? What's his family like? Right? What do I do with him? What does our life look like? Where do we get married? Like, I'm talking fucking-tales. Intimate details. What is our sex life like? Right? What is the attraction like? Like, everything that you want in your dream partner, get clear on it. Because if you're not clear on it, and you just know what you don't want, right? I don't want someone that treats me like shit. I don't want a narcissist. I don't want someone that cheats on me, right? You're not focused on what you want. You're just focused on what you don't want. And the way our unconscious mind works, all it's hearing is cheating, narcissist, treat me like shit, right? And that's why a lot of people continue to attract the exact same kind of person, because they're unconsciously focused on what they've attracted in the past. And that's, again, if you have this underlying belief that that's what you deserve, or that's what you've attracted before, so who are you to attract anything better? Again, you're going to continuously be shown evidence of that. The universe is going to continue to give people to you that align to that energetic frequency. And that's why these things keep coming back up, the same fucking things. Right? So get clear on this and start to think on this, guys. Like, who is my dream partner? My dream body, what does it look like? Maybe what do I weigh? Like, what are some strength numbers? How do I feel when I walk into the gym? What kind of clothes do I wear? What kind of colors do I wear? Can I run X amount of Ks? Can I climb? Can I play sport? How does it look at the beach? How do I feel in it at the beach? If I'm going out on a date, like, what kind of clothes do I wear that makes me feel incredibly confident and sexy or whatever, right? Again, like, your body is more than just body fat. So get clear on what that looks like and what it can do for you, right? Think of it free of body dysmorphia, free of insecurities, free of these body image challenges. What is that? What does it look like? Think of it. And then what does that look like in order for you to get rid of your body dysmorphia or your insecurities? Okay, lifestyle. Again, I won't go through all these, but lifestyle. How do you want to live your life? Career. Is that what you're doing? Is it something else? Is it starting your own business? And then relationships, like just other relationships. So connections with your family, with your friends, with your real close friends. What do they look like? Right? Start getting clear, guys, on what you actually want in your life. Because if you don't, you're just going to continue to be at the mercy of your past or other people. And this is where, if you're not strong and committed to what you know you want, you take on the opinions of others really, really easily. Right? You let other people's limitations impact you. Right? If I told you guys or some people that may be less open-minded what I want in my life, maybe from a financial standpoint, from a lifestyle, from a freedom standpoint, people would laugh at it. But I'm like, it doesn't matter, because that's what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm working towards, and that's what I fill my mind with. Right? I know all of these things written here down to the fucking T. And that's what I'm working towards, and nobody can tell me I can't have them. I don't care. I don't care what other people's opinion is, because that's their projection and their limitations. And guys, if you don't have this, you will continue to be at the mercy of the limitations, of the projections, of the doubts, of the insecurities of everybody around you. Right? And that's why a lot of people feel like they're just floating through life, paying the bills, working your 9 to 5, going to the gym, coming home, sleeping. Relationships aren't super connected. Your lifestyle's right? You see all these people living these awesome lives, and you just wish you could have that, but you just don't believe you can, right? To have that, first you need to get clear on what it is and give yourself the permission. You are fucking worthy of understanding what your dream is, what your dream life is, right? So get clear. Or if we're going to do some work together, you will be getting very, very clear. Cool. So the next piece, right? We've made the decision that we're done with this. We got clear on what we want. Like, fuck yeah, this is like, now I'm motivated. Now I'm forever motivated, now that I know where I'm going. Now we need to address arguably the most important part, right? The thing that actually creates our reality and is going to create this dream and this future, which is our mind, right? We have our conscious mind, which is 1 to 5%, right, of our reality, of our thoughts and whatnot. And then we have our unconscious mind, which is the other 95 to 99%, which is a wild amount, right? Unconscious meaning we're not aware of it. And unconsciously, this is where all of our stored beliefs, all of our limitations are held. And if we're not exploring these, right, then they're going to continue to control our lives, and we will call it fate, right? There's a quote on that. I was going to say the quote and then I went to say it and I completely forgot what it was. Carl Jung quote. Until we make the unconscious conscious, it will continue to run our lives, and we will call it fate, right? So everything you went through in these relationships, everything that was said to you that you've taken on, and you're now living this life as a lesser version of yourself, what is pulling the strings is not this other person, is not your past, is not anything to do with that. It's how you've taken that information, what you've taken on to be true for you, and now you started to live that way. So here are just some examples of some of these things. Right, so our thoughts. So our thought pattern is the overall sum of our mental talk and mind chatter during the day. Right, so just start having some awareness. Where are most of my thoughts rooted in? Rooted from a place of love and positivity and confidence, or fear, doubt, low self-esteem, whatever it might be. Right, start just being aware of your thoughts. Beliefs, right? Pieces of information that we've picked up and been conditioned to, that we assume to be unchangeable truth. So if your ex told you you're ugly, cool, you might have taken that on as a belief, and now you just truly believe you are ugly, and that is an unchangeable fact about yourself, right? And it doesn't matter how many people compliment you, you hate compliments, you push them away because you believe you're ugly, right? So they must be lying, because this is something that is just not up for debate with you, right? It's our beliefs that control everything. We have a belief about something, we deem that to be 100% true. We have thoughts about it, we have feelings about it, we speak it out, and then our actions reflect that. So if your beliefs and therefore your thoughts and your feelings are all rooted in what you were told, right, and everything that happened in this relationship, confidence, body, whatever it might be, that is what is going to basically pull the strings, right? But they're not yours. They're not yours, and this is a great way to test if they're not yours. I want you to think of something you currently believe about yourself, right? Something that might have come from this relationship or something you've been told that's really gotten you down. I want you to ask yourself, if you were to be born again, so if you're standing in the hospital room, seeing your mum giving birth to you, and you could take a ball, like an orb, and fill it with any belief, any thoughts, any language, self-esteem, whatever it is, and put it in this orb, and you could insert it into this baby and it would take it on, would you put your current beliefs, or that belief I got you to just think about, would you put that into you again? Would you allow this new you who's just come into the world to live not feeling good enough, feeling inadequate, feeling like they're ugly, or like they're not a good girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it might be, right? If the answer is no, you wouldn't wish that on yourself or anyone, then those are not yours. They have been given to you. They have been conditioned into you by someone or by something, right? And if they're not yours, that means you no longer have to hold on to it anymore, right? So it's part of the letting go process. So any negative thing you think about yourself or any limitation you have, understand these are simply belief systems that can be changed, because our brain, scientifically proven to be insanely malleable, right? Insanely fucking malleable. And just totally lost my train of thought then. That's okay. This happens. And when this happens, I speak it through and I communicate to my unconscious mind what I was trying to say, and it generally comes to me, right? It's not coming to me. It'll probably come to me after I finish this video. But anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say there, right? If these beliefs aren't yours, then why are you holding on to them? Right? Why are you holding on to them? You don't need to hold on to them. No matter what they've told you, you don't need to. You're in control. You're allowed to replace them with whatever you want to replace them with, whatever serves you. It doesn't actually matter if it's true for anyone else, as long as it's true for you. Right? So yeah, any negative thought you have about yourself, that's where I was going, challenge that, right? Ask yourself, where did this come from? Who told me this? Cool, if someone else told you this, oh yeah, sweet, that's not mine, right? What do I want to replace it with? Right? Instead of telling yourself, yeah, I'm just never going to find love, I'm going to be alone forever. Is that what you want? Probably not. Cool, what do you want to replace it with? My person is out there and I will find them. I believe and I trust that they are out there, right? And I'm going to continue to better myself and show up for myself in order to attract them in, because I know they're out there, right? You don't even have to believe that necessarily right now, but that's going to serve you a lot better, right? And every day you're going to wake up and you're going to speak that to yourself. You're going to journal on it. You're going to meditate on it. You're going to continue to language that to yourself so it becomes an unconscious thought, right? And this is what then starts to attract things into our reality. That's how our universe works. Okay? So that's beliefs. Expectations. So the most probable and logical outcome in every moment in your mind, right? So we then create expectations off of these. We just, expectations and assumptions kind of come into the same thing here. So assumption, the intuitive meaning you give a situation, or the automatic judgment you form on people, right? So through our expectations and assumptions, because we've been led to believe certain things about ourselves, about our body, about our relationship, our love life, our worth, whatever it might be, again, they have come from these set of beliefs that we have taken on, and then we speak them out, right? We expect someone to not treat us well. We assume that something's not going to work out. We just expect to walk into the gym and be judged, right? We assume we're going to go clothes shopping and things aren't going to fit right and you're going to look ugly or fat or whatever it might be, right? And what happens? These come true, right? We are just one big self-fulfilling prophecy, which is fantastic, but you've just potentially been using it wrong, right? You've flipped it. It's gone the other way, right? So start to challenge your expectations, your assumptions. If you go on a date, right, challenge yourself. Don't just assume this person is going to leave you. Don't just assume they're going to be a shit bloke or a shit woman or whatever it might be, right? Assume the best. What would you like to happen? What would you like to expect? Right? Doesn't always happen because this is practice, right? But this is what you need to start thinking about. It's like, why do all your assumptions and expectations you always come true? You're like, yep, told you this would happen. It's like, yeah, you did. Why are you bragging about that? Why are you happy about that? Of course it came true. You asked for it, right? You can laugh about it. You can post a fucking meme about it to say how right you were. And of course this happened to you. But again, this is what you're signaling to the universe. This is what you're signaling to your unconscious mind to keep finding more of, right? And again, this is something, it's hard to go into detail on how that actually works from an attraction standpoint and what our mind actually does in terms of that. And I go into that in heavy detail when I work with people. But yeah, this is just how your universe works, right? You're always looking for evidence to support your beliefs, to support your thoughts, to support your expectations and your assumptions. Okay. And then fear, an unpleasant feeling caused by a strong belief in a negative outcome, right? So the reason you're feeling so down and doubtful and all these emotions that are rooted in fear is because your whole inner world is set up to give you that, right? You get the anxious stomachs, you get the butterflies, but not the good kind. You get the heart rate, you get the sweats, right? You feel sick at the thought of something, right? All because this is so heavily skewed and conditioned by what you have been through, right? And body dysmorphia and body image is no different to this, right? It's actually like it's labeled a mental health condition, right? And it's like, yep, kind of. I mean, it is, right? But even that, like, think of that. If you label yourself with body dysmorphia, oh fuck, now I've got all these like negative thoughts about it because I've got a condition now. Now I'm creating beliefs around that because I know when someone has that, that means they're not confident. That means they aren't happy in their body. That means they can't have sex without the lights off. That means, right? You start telling yourself and creating the story. You start creating expectations and assumptions around what happens now that you have this label, right? And it's literally nothing more than 2 fucking words. You are giving the power to these words. But most people don't want to hear that because they're like, oh, but it's a mental health condition. You got to be, you got to be a little bit more empathetic and da-da-da. I'm like, don't ever question my empathy. Clients know, people that know me, I'm a very fucking empathetic guy, right? Very fucking empathetic. But I will draw the line at being too empathetic and keeping someone where they are just for the sake of being politically correct. It's like, yeah, cool. You got some body image challenges. Cool. You've been through some shit. Sweet. Like, really genuinely fucking sorry to hear. I'm here for you if you want to speak about it. But how about, instead of that, let's focus on where you want to go. Let's turn our fucking back on that and let's create a life that is free from that so you can feel fucking good and live your best life. Isn't that what we want? Right? Let's stop living in this fucking fear bubble, being controlled by someone else. Right? We're seeing all these people living great lives and we are able to do that ourselves too, but we're not giving ourselves a chance to. Right, so yeah, the mind, huge fucking piece of this. I've sort of gone through this, but yeah, at the moment, your entire mind and concept of reality is rooted in the past, and that's why you continue to see evidence to keep you there, and why you keep creating the same thing over and over again. Right, I'm just being through that. Your ego and unconscious mind are doing what you're telling them to do, to create. Right, stay rooted in your past. Keep thinking this way. Keep speaking this way. Keep making jokes about things. Keep sharing shit on social media. Cool. Asking for evidence to support that. You will keep seeing that. People, judgment, comparison, this, that, da-da-da-da. That is how this works. It is not a coincidence. You are creating it. Right? And you are creating it can go one of 2 ways. That can be like, I don't want that kind of power, right? Or I'm not creating it, right? It's just happening to me. Okay, cool. That's what you want to believe. Or, fuck, yeah, I have created this at some level, right? I don't need to beat myself up. Right, I can have empathy for myself. I know I was doing the best I could, but like, fuck, let's use this power to create something else, right? I.e. what my clients do and what I've done too. Cool, and then the last step we'll start to wrap up here is the body. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you can see now, once you make the decision, once you get clear on the dream and what you actually want, and once you start having your mind work for you to start seeing things you fucking want, your ability to train, your ability to stick to your calories, your ability to not self-sabotage, comes effortlessly because you've got fucking reason to. You've got a mind that backs you up, right? And you're not going about it thinking you're not good enough because now you have beliefs that you are. You can be sexy, you can be hot, you can be attractive, right? You can be strong and inspirational, whatever else that you want to choose, right? So you start creating a body accordingly. And now you have the patience, the trust, and the confidence to actually go out and do that. And this becomes easy, right? It's not hard to change our body, but we need things in place to change it. Otherwise, we're just self-sabotaging and we're running these cycles to keep us stuck in who we used to be, right? So you can have the best training and nutrition program in the fucking world, but if all this other shit isn't organized and taken care of and optimized, you're going to continue to fall off track. You're not going to be able to stick to it, right? You're not going to believe you're capable of maintaining it. You're going to still fear judgment. You're never going to feel good enough in your body no matter how much it changes, right? It's because nothing else is supporting that. And this is just a band-aid fix, right? To rebuild your body image, you need to start prioritizing and nourishing your body. So again, that starts with health, what you put in your food, what you consume. Once you make your decision, get clear on your dream and rewire your mind, and your actions in relation to your body will follow easily, what I just said. This is where we can dial in your training and nutrition to build your body that supports a new version of yourself. Like, I can get someone to change their body that fucking much in 12 weeks. It's ridiculous. I've done it, I don't even know how many times. Go onto my Instagram, go to client results, you'll see all the fucking epic results. This is what I used to do. This is what I had a built-in name for myself for. I can do this in my fucking sleep with you, right? However, I need you to be at a level first. I need you to be at a level of thinking and mind. I need you to have made that decision to not be a victim to your past anymore. And I need to I need you to put on your big boy or your big girl pants, have some fucking courage to go off the beaten track and stop being a victim to your fucking past. Until you've done that, I can't help you. Right? But if you are committed to that and you want to do that so desperately, I can help you get there, and it can be done. I see it. Again, I've done it. I used to struggle with body dysmorphia and feeling not good enough and all these things. A bunch of my clients have. Again, I post evidence of this daily on my stories. It's possible for you. You just got to make the decision to actually fucking go for it. All right, guys, so that is most of the video. Now, there is one last thing that I'm going to throw in here. This was put in here at the absolute last minute because I was thinking, right, I don't want this to turn into a super salesy thing. I want these videos to just remain value. So if you've gotten this far and you've gotten value from this and you feel that's all you needed, then feel free to switch this off and you don't have to listen to me for the next 5 minutes. However, if you've watched all that and it's resonated with you and I'm hitting the spot with things and you're like, yeah, this is what I fucking need. Like, again, I haven't even scratched the surface of this stuff. This was just a quick, probably 35, 40 minute video, just getting some awareness for you guys on how this stuff works, right? And why maybe you haven't been able to change and let go. All right. Now, I'm going to run something at some point, depends how many of you jump on and how quick, specific to this, specific to people that have been in these narcissistic, toxic relationships and have all these flow-on effects that you just can't seem to let go of, and you still feel like you're being controlled by them, to help you through them, to help you mentally better, to get you clear on the life you want, to let go of these relationships, to change your body. We can work on your actual body as well, right? And I've written some things down here. So let go of your old toxic relationships so you can finally move on. Reclaim your confidence and self-worth so you can find your happiness again. Remove the control this person or situation has over your thoughts and self-perception, right? So get you back in the fucking driver's seat to see you're an incredible, amazing, worthy person. Rediscover your femininity. Now, if you're a bloke watching this, obviously rediscover your masculinity and grow to love yourself again. So a huge problem with women that have been through this is they sit in their masculine with their fucking walls up. This is a topic for a whole nother video. And they don't, their walls are up, their defenses up. They can't be open and vulnerable and sit in their emotions, right? And then you're suppressing what makes you the beautiful female, right? You're suppressing your power. So we rediscover how to do that, connect to that, to open yourself up to the power that you hold within that. Opening yourself up to a new, healthy relationship and learning to trust again, right? So getting you to understand your man or your woman is fucking out there, right? But right now, you just can't attract them in with how everything is set up for you. It's just the harsh truth, right? I've had that conversation with myself, right? You can have it, but there's some things we need to do first. You need to elevate yourself beyond the sort of dregs of where you are, up into a version of yourself that can pull this kind of man or this kind of woman in. Again, I've been through this, and recently I have attracted that in because of the work that I have done around all this stuff, just as she has as well. right? And create your dream body free of the negativity that's consumed it for so long, right? So if you would like to, we can then dive into the training nutrition stuff as part of this. Now, what this is going to look like, this is going to be an 8-week container, again, with optional training and nutrition coaching should you want it, don't have to. An 8-week container, we're going to have a call a week, a live call a week, where I take you through all the things that you need to create all of this. All of the processes, all of the stuff I take people through, you'll have access to. And the best part, you'll have a community of other like-minded people that, yes, have been through what you've been through, but you're all fucking ready to be like, yeah, we're done with this. Like, let's laugh about it and let's fucking go. Right? Let's remove the control this situation has on us, and let's create all of this together. Right? And doing things in small groups like this is deeply invaluable. Like, it's just incredible, right? Now, I'm not going to advertise this. I don't even have a name for it, right? But I know how needed this is. So if you have resonated with this video and this is something you would be interested in, message me ASAP. I am only going to open 5 spots for this first intake. There are 5 spots. Potentially when you're watching this, there are less. So if you want in on this, I would get onto it quickly and message me, and I will talk you through some more details and we can have a conversation to see if this will be a good fit for you, right? But if you would like to have all of these things ticked, message me, right? This is what I do. Yeah, if we're a good fit, I have such a level of confidence in myself and my coaching ability to get you through this because I've done it time and time again. I can help you too, right? If we're the right fit. Cool. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you're interested, DM me on Instagram. And yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, I appreciate any feedback. Share it around if you feel like there's other people that would get some value from it. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.